Coming to you live from Bryant-Denny Stadium in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Jeff Melanician, and joining me alongside for this one is James Mays. James, what does Eastern Michigan need to do to pull out the upset?
Well, if you're Eastern Michigan, look to control the ball and control time of possession. Grind down that clock and don't let Alabama have opportunities to make this a high-scoring affair.
A lot of freshmen for Eastern Michigan looking to take the field. Is there one particular freshman or any particular player for Eastern Michigan that you're looking forward to seeing here tonight?
Actually, I'm looking really forward to seeing their freshman quarterback, Blake Hood. Obviously, this game is going to have to go through him. So if Eastern Michigan, like you said, wants that shot to win, he's got to be a game manager tonight.
Yeah, he will start off in the shotgun formation. Tight end moving in motion from right to left. Play action. Taking a shot deep downfield on the first play, and it is picked off by Alabama. And going back all the way inside, set up in beautiful territory. Number 21, Elijah Mosley with the interception.
Yeah, and that's just a great play by the safety. He's just watching the quarterback's eyes that whole time. Was able to read that, step up, and make the big play there.
And now we get to see Doug Day. Who are you looking forward to seeing on the flip side, on the Alabama side?
Oh, that's going to be easy. That's going to be the All-American wide receiver, Joe Idle, and see if he can put up numbers like he did last year going into this season.
He starts with trips to the bottom of the formation, gets it out quickly underneath, and that is going to be caught by Rogan Squirrod. The first catch for him tonight goes for 6 yards.
Yeah, that's a really quick hitting play. Look for Alabama to use their wide receivers very effectively tonight here.
Second down and 4 upcoming for Doug Day, taking the shotgun snap. Going to throw it out to the left and caught by Sparrow yet again for a pickup of 8 and moving the chains inside the red zone.
Yeah, it's very good. Couple quick passes for Doug Day here to get him settled into a rhythm. Just once again, just using what the defense gives him and allowing his wide receivers to make the plays.
Empty set for Doug Day, and a little not on cue with his receiver on the outside, falls incomplete.
Yeah, he just had a little bit of pass rush in his face, put a little pressure on him, and he had to deliver that one a little earlier than he wanted to there.
Alabama Crimson Tide 5-4. How they finished last season, looking to improve on that. And Doug Day to the back of the end zone, and it's knocked away inside with double coverage from the Eagles.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a bad pass there. But once again, you get pressure in his face, and he's got to rush that throw. Maybe not progress through his reads the way he wanted to there.
Vertical third down for Eastern Michigan after the turnover. Throwing it underneath to Sparrow yet again. Pickup of 5, but it's going to set up a field goal opportunity.
Yeah, that's a very good defensive stand there by the Eagles, allowing, after that quick turnover, to come up with that stop in the red zone and force the field goal here.
And we'll see Dakota Groza come on for the field goal attempt, 28-32, and it's through the uprights and good. And so Alabama with the early 3-0 lead, getting some points off that turnover was critical.
Yeah, it was, but I'm more impressed by this Eagles defense. Their offense gave up the turnover, and they rose to the occasion and held Alabama to only 3 points after that terrific starting field position there.
Yeah, you got to credit. I mean, you got to give credit where it's due. And the defense for Eastern Michigan coming up big, that could give them a little bit of momentum, seeing as though Alabama is supposed to be one of those high echelon teams in the CFSL, and to able to hold them to 3 points was crucial. And taking another shot, Blake Hood, but it falls incomplete, throwing it away there, and 2 incompletions. One was an interception.
Yeah, it's a very risky throw once again. Receiver was pretty well covered there on that route.
Quick throw from Hood, and the first completion to Jay Harrison. Pickup of 1 on the play, and the defense swarming for Alabama here early.
Yeah, that was a get-right throw by Hood. Just wanted to get a completion under his belt, settle the nerves, and get something going here moving forward.
Third down and 9, needing to convert this, maybe get the drive going. And Hood taking a shot, and he cannot complete it. Looking for the post route to the sidelines, but overthrew his receiver.
Yeah, Alabama defense had great coverage there. 1 underneath and 1 over top on that corner route, and Hood had nowhere to go with that.
I wonder, getting inside your head there, James, is there something you would have liked to call otherwise for Eastern Michigan on that play?
I would actually like to see a draw. You've come out throwing the ball, a ton. The defense is starting to back up. Use that to your advantage and hit a quick hitting draw there.
Sparrow on the return gets it again inside Eastern Michigan territory. So their second drive of the game, and they're going to start in the Eagles side of the field as Doug Day throws it out wide, and he was looking for his intended receiver, Tyrone Young.
Yeah, that's a very catchable ball. Young just has to get his head around and get his hands on that one, and that's 7 or 8 yards right there.
Second down and 10. Pistol set for Day. Quick throw, and he's just going to have to chuck this one to the sidelines, and it falls incomplete. Another third down upcoming for the Eagles.
Yeah, their defense is doing a very good job getting pressure in the face of this Alabama team, not allowing these quick hitting routes, those deep hitting routes.
4 down lineman for Eastern Michigan on this third down play to the sideline. Tyrone Young this time gets the reception, 10 yards, and they're going to say he picked up the first down.
Yeah, that is an amazing throw by Doug Day. That receiver was blanketed by defenders, and he fitted in that window for the first down.
Day for the play action, throwing it underneath, and it's going to be broken up on the play. Coming down is Gaten Bedford, the corner.
That makes it 2nd and 10.
Yeah, it was just a good job just knocking the ball loose after the receiver had his hands on the ball to force that incompletion there.
Down and 10 for Doug Day. Quick snap underneath. That's Blake Moon. His first time he touches the football, and it's going to set up 8 yards and setting up a 3rd down and 2.
Yeah, it's a good job of Alabama using their strengths, allowing their receiver to get deep, and creating that space underneath for their running back to get involved in the passing game as well.
Trips to the top of the formation for Doug Day, taking a snap, dropping back underneath, throw, and turning it upfield. Tyrone Young, he's been crucial on this drive. A couple of big first down receptions, and that just tacks it on more.
And he was an excellent addition to this receiving core of Alabama. and you see him just proving his worth today already.
Whistle set for Day inside the red zone yet again to the end zone, and it's going to be intercepted and that's going to be a touchback, but throwing it into double coverage yet again for Doug Day in the back of the end zone, and Daniel Henserling comes up with the interception.
Yeah, that was just a bad pass by Day, trying to force one in there to one of his receivers, and you see what happens here as Eastern Michigan takes over.
And underneath to Damian Butler for 9 yards, and another positive play for Eastern Michigan, definitely the most yards that they've gained on first down.
Oh yeah, and if you're Eastern Michigan, you want to build off of that and continue calling these plays that is going to get your quarterback's confidence level up moving forward in this one.
2-by-2 set as Hood will fire it, and it's going to be out of bounds. 2 of 6 already, and Eastern Michigan's come out throwing the ball against this Crimson Tide defense.
Yeah, and it's really surprising, but looking at how deep their wide receiver is, it's one of their strong points on offense.
Running the option, pitches it late, and they're going to say he got it. Bruce Cook Jr. will get his first carry, and is enough for the first down.
Yeah, that's a tough bit of running. He had to barrel through a defender just to get that first down, and here he is picking up a crucial first down for his team.
4 down lineman for the Crimson Tide. Hood doesn't see anything he likes downfield and decided to try to take off, but instead he's going to be sacked by Will Stills, picking up his first sack.
Yeah, that was a great move by the lineman as he saw the quarterback stepping up, realized he had to get off of his block to make the play, and he gets him in the backfield for a 3-yard loss right there.
Just want to say thank you to everybody watching on YouTube for this one, Eastern Michigan versus Alabama. Alabama gained those 3 points if you're just joining us off of a turnover, but Eastern Michigan held them to a field goal. Throwing it underneath is Blake Hood, but it falls incomplete. A crucial 3rd and 13 upcoming.
Yeah, this one's going to be very big for Eastern Michigan. They haven't really had much working for them in terms of offense, so let's see what they can do right here.
2-by-2 set for Hood in the shotgun formation, trying to set up the halfback screen, but the defense swarming to the football. Dobbins was there along with big old 78, William Huddleston.
Yeah, and they had the edge right there, Kirk did. But this Alabama defensive line is just amazing. They were able to catch up from behind and make the play before it broke up for a big game.
I mean, I know, James, that it's still early in the first quarter, but you got to just tip your hat to Eastern Michigan. A lot of people were expecting Alabama to just run away with this, yet their defense has come to play.
Yeah, Eastern Michigan's defense has really shown their worth here early on in the first quarter. Like you said, they gave up the interception early, the offense did, and the defense responded by holding Alabama to only 3 points.
Day play action with the 2-by-2 set and throwing it, and the pass is going to be caught by Sparrow yet again for 11 yards. He's been somebody that Alabama has gone to in the first drive when they had the ball inside Eastern Michigan territory after the interception.
Yeah, and it's mainly because the outside receivers are doing their job and getting upfield and drawing defenders deep, allowing these underneath passing routes to be wide open for Day and Sparrow to connect.
Day will fire it out to the sideline, but it falls incomplete, looking for Young, but it's there to break it up, Eastern Michigan.
Yeah, this is another, they were just trying to quick hitting underneath route. Unfortunately, this one didn't connect, but that's going to be Alabama's bread and butter all day, it seems like.
Trying to get outside, but make Jake Moon running the ball for the first time, and the defensive line able to disengage from their block and get the tackle for a loss of 4 on the play.
Yeah, that was just an amazing job by Dracos, just being able to reset line of scrimmage, pushing his man into the backfield to be able to make that play in the backfield.
Freshman 4-star making a big play for Eastern Michigan, setting up a 3rd and 14 for Doug Day, who will fire a pass. Is going to be caught by Joe Idle. 8-yard reception, his first of the new season, and they're gonna have to punt this one away.
Yeah, once again, this Eastern Michigan defense just getting after this highly vaunted offense of the Crimson Tide.
You guys want to bear in mind, everybody watching on YouTube, just with the technical issues, just keep in mind everything's going good here, and we're still going to be with you throughout this entire game. So 1st down and 10 upcoming for Eastern Michigan, and it's been highly defensive battle compared to what many might have thought.
Yeah, both teams have come out slinging the ball all over the field, and these defenses are responding to the challenge and turning this one into a no-fly zone here today.
And the lefty will swing it to the right side, and Bruce Cook Jr. with another reception, this time again for no gain.
I'm actually happy if I'm Hood on that pass. He recognized the pressure, was able to hit his hot route man for a quick completion and not give up a sack and lose yardage there.
Blake Hood will fire it again to the left side, and it's going to be caught by Jay Harrison. Pickup of 8, setting up a very manageable 3rd and 2.
Yeah, and that ties directly into the last play. If he takes the sack there, then even with this play, you're looking at a 3rd and 6. Instead, now it's a 3rd and 2. And like you said, very manageable here for the Eagles.
2 receivers to the top of the formation, 1 to the bottom for Hood, as the tight end in motion is Rob Gore. And it's going to be a keep on the option keeper as Hood will pick up enough for the first down. And it seems like that might be the first down that Eastern Michigan has got in this game. But more importantly, that keeps the drive alive.
Yeah, and it was just a great play called, knowing they only needed 2. He read the defensive end perfectly, pulled the ball at the last possible second, was able to pick up the big yardage for the first down.
First down and 10, trying to get the ball inside Alabama territory for the first time in this game. 3:06 left to go in the first quarter. Quick throw from Hood out to the right side, Damian Butler. And again, another 0-yard reception. Another reception for 0 yards by this Alabama defense.
Yeah, and you have to credit the Alabama corners on that one, being able to step up and recognize that screen before it even happens.
Hood dropping back, trying to take off, but the defense is swarming to the football and getting the sack. Big old 44, John Johnson, the 3-star freshman.
And that was a great play call. Perfect time to call the blitz there on a 2nd and 10, knowing they're in a passing situation. And the blitz just hit home on that one, and it was just a fantastic job by the Crimson Tide defense once again.
Yeah, we saw that a lot with the Notre Dame game. I don't know if you tuned into that one, but Notre Dame bringing the blitz on 3rd down. But here on 2nd down, Alabama deciding to bring the blitz. So it sets up Eastern Michigan 3rd and 16. Hood dropping back. He's going to sling the rock. Pass is going to be caught by Damian Butler, 24 yards.
Hood just dropped a dime on that pass. One-on-one coverage. He recognized it. He saw the favorable matchup, and that's where he went for the big completion and the first down there.
Big time play from Eastern Michigan. And they're going to be set up in Alabama territory for the first time with 2:16 left to go in the first quarter. First down and 10. Hood with a receiver coming in motion. Going to keep it on the option. Keeper trying to get outside, but it's going to be tackled for a loss of 1. And again, John Johnson getting over there.
Yeah, and it's just a credit to those linebackers there at Alabama, just being able to recognize the play, step up, and make a huge play, playing in the opponent's backfield as opposed to playing sideline to sideline.
2nd down and 11. Again, Eastern Michigan back up behind the original line of scrimmage. Hood dropping back. The lefty trying to make a play, trying to take off and run with it. He gets past the line of scrimmage and picks up 6 yards, very needed to set up another 3rd and 4.
Yeah, that was just great pocket awareness by Hood, being able to recognize where the blitz was coming, step up, and find a lane to run.
3rd and 4 upcoming for Eastern Michigan. And it's going to be blown up in the backfield. A loss of 3 on the play. Kelly Jansen coming down and making a big stop.
Yeah, this is where they wanted to run the ball. They got some plus yardage, wanted to run the ball, and unfortunately, it didn't work for them that time.
We have to set up for a field goal from William Davis, the 4-star sophomore, trying to tie the game up at 3. And the kick is through the uprights and good. Ice in his veins, William Davis.
Yeah, that was a very long kick for the freshman, and he just drilled it there. He probably had a couple extra yards to go on, too. And Eastern Michigan was able to tie this one up with Alabama here at 3 apiece.
Did you expect this coming in, that we would see a game like this? I mean, especially the way that the very first possession started with the interception.
No, actually, I would have thought this would have been 2 totally different ball clubs. Eastern Michigan, like I said, I for them to come out and ground and pound and control the clock, and Alabama to sling it. And here we are. Both teams are kind of defying my expectations, and we're tied at 3 apiece now.
Trips to the top of the formation for Alabama. Doug Day taking the shotgun snap. First down and 10 here, throwing it across the middle, and Zach Stone for 17 yards and picking up the first down.
Yeah, and it's just a great route by Stone. Great timing with his quarterback. Ball is there as he's coming out of his break, and that one is almost impossible to stop.
First down and 10 now. Again, getting close to the Eastern Michigan side of the field, as already one play into this drive and 17 yards later. So Doug Day really starting to warm up here as he takes the shotgun snap. He's taking a shot downfield. Oh, but it's underplayed beautifully as the pass was underthrown. Carpenter with the breakup.
Yeah, that was a lucky break for Eastern Michigan. Like you said, that pass was underthrown, and if Doug Day had put that on the money, we're talking about 6 points right there.
Second down and 10. Day throwing another bomb, and this time it's caught. And down the sidelines into the end zone goes Zach Stone. Touchdown, Crimson Tide.
And that is what I expected out of Alabama here today. Doug Day and his receiving corps leading the charge with the deep threat.
Taking a couple shots on that play. You had the one that was broken up, and then all of a sudden, it almost like David Ware was like, all right, we're just going to keep calling that play. And there, Doug Day throwing it out, and beautiful pitch and catch.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you can't really throw away your playbook because of one bad play. They went back to the same route combination there, and that one turned into 6 points.
I just want to give a whole big shout out to everybody watching on YouTube. We got Doug Day in the chat, Dylan LeBlanc in chat, Rusty Fills, Brogdon showing up. We also got the commish. We got DT Hawkins in chat. Zach Stone is in chat. Of course, David Ware, Bama Times is in the chat. Reap Boys, Toxic Killjoy, Jeremy Mosley. Thank you, everybody, tuning into this one, especially with the little bit of tech issues that we're experiencing. But, boy, what a good game that you guys are witnessing here with 40 seconds left to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, so far, both defenses have really shown up ready to play. This game seemed like it was going to be all about offense. And these defenses come out and said, hey, don't forget about us tonight.
Well, to see what Eastern Michigan can do to answer the touchdown by Alabama. 40 seconds left to go in the first quarter. He's going to start with a draw play, and this is the first time we've actually seen them run the ball, or maybe the second time, and Bruce Kirk Jr. with another carry. And this one is going to set up a second down and 6.
Yeah, and this time they're feeding off of what the defense is giving them. They've been passing the ball, and the defense is backing off of the line of scrimmage, opening up some of these run lanes underneath.
Good. Dropping back. We'll fire it. Oh, but it falls off the hands and incomplete. That would have been a big catch there, but it fell incomplete.
Yeah, that's one you just have to have that one, especially facing a 3rd and 6 against this Alabama defense. You would have loved to see a 3rd and 2 opportunity here, but we are where we are now. Let's see what they can do.
Bates with the incomplete pass as on 3rd down. Blake Hood trying to get something going, and they will for a pickup of 9 on the play. Bruce Kirk Jr. will get the carry and will go up the middle for it.
Yeah, and it was just a well-run curl route. Recognized his off-zone coverage, settled in between those zones, and was able to pick up the crucial yardage.
Quick throw out, and that is caught by Butler turning upfield. And we've seen this a couple times where they have gone to these quick throws, and this is going to be the end of the first quarter. We'll get that on the flip side. But everybody, you're watching the PX1 Sports on YouTube. Start of the second quarter, and James, they've done this a couple times where they've gone to these quick throws, but it seems like Alabama's just sleeping on it, except that play.
Yeah, it's just a case of not abandoning the playbook.
Oh, and the pitch outside. Beautiful pitch from Hood on the option. Matt Billings 14 yards later, and they are inside Crimson Tide territory.
Yeah, that was a beautiful play. Just running the read option. The pitch was perfect at the right time, picking up the big yardage.
First down and 10. 51 watching on YouTube right now. Thank you, everybody, for watching this one. First down, and Denton Jackson's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 1.
Yeah, and that's just this Alabama linebacker core recognizing the run was coming, stepping up and just making that huge play. Once again, showing that hustle and playing in the backfield.
David Ware with the tackle, already up to 4 tackles in this game. Hood dropping back on second down and 11. Will fire it into double coverage, but it's broken up. Luckily, it wasn't the second interception on the night.
Yeah, that would have been a bad interception to give up there. Like you said, would have been his second, but he just made a bad read there. He's got to run through all of his options and pick a better route there on that one.
3rd and 11 for Blake Hood, and we'll fire it deep, and it's caught by Zach Kelso, 29 yards inside the red zone.
And if you're the Eagles, this is exactly what you want. Nice corner route, ran to perfection, passes on the money, and now you're knocking on the door with an opportunity to tie it up here at 10 apiece.
Big play there needed, especially for Eastern Michigan, looking to capitalize on the Alabama touchdown just a series ago, and they are marching down the field on the Crimson Tide defense. Hood in the shotgun formation, dropping back, pressure coming off the edge. He feels it and throws it to the end zone, but it falls incomplete. And there, number 57 in coverage, the walk-on.
It was a good play call. Take the shot at the end zone now. We have 2 more downs to get it in. So it was a good try there. Just great coverage by this Crimson Tide defense.
Second down and goal. Option keeper, and it's going to be tackled in the backfield. Hood could not go anywhere as James Ramos with the tackle.
Yeah, you would have liked to see the pitch there. He unfortunately just didn't have time because this Alabama linebacker core, once again, so fast playing downhill as opposed to east and west, was able to make that tackle.
5 of 8 on third down conversions for Eastern Michigan. That is crucial for how they're still in this game. Dropping back, Hood dropping way back, having to set up the halfback screen, but the defense is ready for it, and it's not going to fool anybody. Will Stills getting off his block and making the tackle on Kirk Jr.
Yeah, it was a very conservative play call, a very safe pass to make. Unfortunately, the Alabama defense just read it perfectly. I say unfortunately, it's a very positive thing for this Alabama defense, but they read it perfectly to be able to make that stop.
Again, it seemed like Eastern Michigan did this in the exact same field spot as Alabama when they got the interception, and Alabama comes up with the stop here like Eastern Michigan did, and the field goal is through the uprights and good from William Davis, and just like that, it's a 4-point game, 10-6.
Yeah, and it was a good case of bend but don't break for this Crimson Tide defense. They gave up the big plays and allowed the Eagles to march down, but they didn't give up the touchdown.
Oh, fumble on the return. It's picked up by the walk-on, Chris Cole. Johnny on the spot with the fumble, and it's Crimson Tide bringing a sigh of relief there.
Yeah, it was just great awareness to be able to get that ball up, because if not, Eastern Michigan would have had terrific field position. Instead, Alabama gets to retain the ball and gets to see what they can do on this possession.
5:25 left to go in the second quarter. Day dropping around, moving around in the pocket. Doesn't say anything he likes. Throws it off his back foot, and it is caught as Joe Idle with the reception for 4.
And that's a good play for both Alabama. You get the completion, you get the positive yardage, but it's also a good play for Eastern Michigan because it's hard to cover somebody for 7 seconds like that. They got pressure. Unfortunately, Doug Day was able to make some magic and find an open receiver.
Second down here for Day, and we'll fire it into a host of Eagles, and it is somehow caught by Sparrod, who comes down with the reception. Already 5 receptions for 42 yards.
Yeah, and it looks like he's quickly turning into Day's favorite receiver here today, just with his ability to get open and make those tough catches like that.
Trips to the top of the formation for Doug Day, who drops back, and will fire it to Joe Idle for 6 yards, and just like that, they are getting really close to midfield.
Yeah, and this is the typical Alabama that you want to see week in and week out, where they trust these receivers and start hitting on every snap.
10-6. Day taking a shot, but it falls incomplete. He throws it to the sidelines. Looked like the receiver was just had a little bit of space there, but didn't want to risk anything.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a throwaway by Doug Day, realizing that it was going to be a tough completion. Instead, he was able to toss it out of bounds as opposed to throw an interception or something of that sort.
Blake Moon on the carry, going to be close to a first down. We're going to have to see where they spot him, just a yard short, and they're going to punt the football. So give credit again to the Eastern Michigan Eagles defense.
Yeah, they've shown up tonight. They've come to say that they are for real. They've been able to make several key stops here on the Crimson Tide, as well as a key interception in the end zone.
Is there anything that you would like to see from Eastern Michigan this time? I mean, I know they've had a couple of good drives, but is there anything that maybe you would say that maybe can get them into that end zone?
Right now, I would continue with the game plan. You don't want to give up. The biggest thing is ball control. You don't want to turn it over and give Alabama the momentum back.
Handoff to Kirk Jr. going up the middle. Beautiful design run play for 8 yards before he's tackled by the Crimson Tide, setting up second down and 2.
Yeah, it was a great play call. If I can recall correctly, that was the first time they've opened up a drive with a run, and it got them a great 8-yard gain right there.
And the first time they've been under center at that, setting up second down and 2 as Eastern Michigan with Blake Hood trying to get it going, and they will pick up the first down with Bruce Kirk Jr.
Yeah, it was just a simple read option. They read the defensive end, read their keys properly, made their key blocks, and were able to pick up that first down.
Hood dropping back, play action, firing it underneath. Pass is caught by Gorey, the tight end, and will pick up enough for the first down.
Yeah, and it was just a well-run route against zone coverage. Hood was able to recognize the coverage and see where the soft spot was to deliver the accurate throw there for the first down.
And that's the thing is Hood already up to 100 yards passing. Who would have thought that after that interception on the very first play of the game that he would still have and still want to be the gunslinger, but give credit to the freshman who drops back on first down and trying to get the ball going here for his team.
Yeah, and Hood has just been playing very smart today, recognizing the coverages and being able to make the proper reads.
And just bear with us momentarily for the tech, as it's going to be first down and it's going to be caught on the play.
Yeah, just a couple technical issues, but overall this has been a very fun game to call and watch so far.
Crucial 3rd down and 5 upcoming. 5 of 9 on 3rd down. Hood moving around in the pocket, throwing it underneath. Oh, but he's going to be stopped just a yard short. Zach Kelso, 4 yards. He had the big catch just the last series that Eastern Michigan had, but there, stopped 1 yard short.
Yeah, that was great by Alabama defense. I don't know, the one thing I noticed, I don't know if you noticed it, was how quickly they swarmed to that ball. I saw about 6 or 7 different guys right there ready to make that tackle after the pass was caught.
Yeah, that's what you come to expect from an Alabama Crimson Tide defense, is swarming to the football. And they've been doing it pretty much this whole game, but Eastern Michigan has been able to break through, but still holding them out of the end zone is key. And it's 10-6 here, as Eastern Michigan still hasn't found the end zone, as Doug Day firing it, and the pass is going to be caught, first down for the Crimson Tide.
Yeah, and like you said, keeping them out of the end zone has been the key to this game so far. They had that huge stop at the goal line, the 4-down goal line stand that only gave up 3 points to the Eagles to keep the lead on the Alabama sideline so far.
First down and 10, ball up to the 31-yard line. Day dropping back, will fire it. Pass is going to be caught, and turning upfield is Jake Moon for a pickup of 4.
And once again, just great job using the underneath routes, knowing that his other receivers are drawing that pressure deep into the backfield.
2nd down and 6, and another run with Jake Moon. Not able to break off the tackle, but still falls forward for a pickup of 3, setting up a 3rd down and 2.
Yeah, and it was a great play by Eastern Michigan. He made contact behind the line of scrimmage, but, man, Jake Moon was able to drag him along for the 3-yard gain. Dropping
back is Doug Day, and will fire it out of bounds. And the 3rd down coming up is going to be it's going to be 4th down. So Eastern Michigan getting the ball back, and again, another back-to-back stop for Eastern Michigan.
Yeah, their defense has really stepped up today. I had not expected that when I was reviewing this game and looking at my notes.
Breaking off a tackle is Chris Rodriguez for a 12-yard return. All right, so again, it seems like I keep asking you this, but I mean, this defense for Crimson Tide, I mean, is there any way that they can maybe break through and get into the end zone?
Right now, it's just a matter of following the game plan.
As there goes Hood, he will keep it and pick up 14 yards. So Blake Hood, the freshman 4-star quarterback, making a name for himself here in the CFSL in his first game.
Yeah, and watching that play, I want to change my answer that you asked me. Run this read option, because so far it's working.
And a quick throw, and again, the defense is swarming, and there it is, another tackle by Emilio Gonzalez.
Yeah, once again, that Alabama defense just swarming. It's the key word that we're going to use all night, swarming to that ball carrier.
The theme of the night is swarming, and that's what you want from either the Eagles or the Crimson Tide. Is 2nd down and 10, setting up the halfback screen as Kirk Jr. breaking out of a tackle, picking up 9. I didn't think he was actually going to get by Stills, but he did.
Yeah, Stills had him dead to rights when he first caught the ball, but he was able to make it out for a 9-yard gain, and that was huge.
And a 4th down coming up, so another stop from the Crimson Tide defense. Boy, I mean, it just seems like Eastern Michigan gets past the 50, then all of a sudden, that's when the drive stalls.
Yeah, and Alabama, once again with that bend but don't break, they gave up a couple big plays and allowed East Michigan to start a drive, so they were able to stop it before it could turn into anything serious.
And that seems to be the thing, is they allow Eastern Michigan to get down, but as soon as they get inside the red zone, like we've seen already, having to settle for a field goal. But outside of that, it was another long field goal for Eastern Michigan that got their first points on the board, is Zach Stone with a 4-yard reception, up to 80 yards on 3 receptions.
Yeah, and if I'm Alabama, what I want to do is drive down the field, take time off, score before halftime and go into halftime with the 2-possession lead here.
Under 2 minutes left to go. What does Doug Day have in mind, along with David Ware? They'll start with a handoff on the second down play to Jake Moon. And just like that, he's going to be stopped for a loss on the play. So 3rd down and 7 upcoming for this Eagles defense.
Yeah, and it's a good job by the Eagles just recognizing the play call, being able to step up and make that tackle.
3rd and 7 for Day, taking a shot deep downfield, and it's going to be caught by Joe Idle for 20 yards. 1st down, Crimson Tide.
And that is what you call trust in your receivers. One-on-one coverage, recognize the matchup. I believe it was the same matchup that he exploited earlier for a couple big plays as well.
And look at that, the 1st down's almost identical. 9 for Eastern Michigan, 8 for Alabama, and another one will tie it up at 9. And already they are inside Eastern Michigan territory yet again, as it seems like that's just where Alabama's been living this whole game to start this first half. So 2nd down and 8 is Moon with a 2-yard carry.
Yeah, you mentioned it, living in Eastern Michigan's territory. They started off with the interception, which gave them great field position, and every drive has reached at least the 50 so far, I believe, for Alabama.
And Zach Stone had a big touchdown reception, and there it picks up 14, 1st down.
Yeah, that's a huge play. It gets them inside field goal range with halftime quickly approaching. So let's see what Alabama can do here.
Still got 2 timeouts left. Day dropping back on 1st down and 10. Doesn't see anything he likes and throws it out of bounds.
That was a very smart play by Day, realizing all his routes were covered up and the pressure was collapsing on him really quickly. So he was able to toss it out of bounds and avoid the turnover.
2nd down and 10 now, 1:06 left to go, and firing it underneath. Pass is going to be caught by Zach Stone. 6-yard reception, 3rd down and 4.
And now these Alabama receivers are really starting to heat up, as you see Zach Stone almost with 100 yards so far now.
3rd and 4, trips is out of the formation. They're going to give it to Moon, who can't get out of the tackle, and he will be tackled behind the line of scrimmage by Denton Jackson, and a 3rd down stop.
And just once again, a great play. I'm going to say it again, swarming to the ball carrier to make that stop before allowing the yards.
And now we'll settle for a field goal from the junior Dakota Groza. And they're going to let the clock dwindle. I'm surprised that Eastern Michigan hasn't burned a timeout here to save some clock.
Yeah, if I was Eastern Michigan, I'd call the timeout now, save the clock, give up the 3 points, and at least give your offense a chance to move down the field and respond with the 3 points of your own.
Appreciate everybody watching on YouTube. The first half has been it's been a little hectic for both teams, but 10-6 as Alabama tries to tack on 3 points here from Groza, and the kick is through the uprights and good. Make that 13-6. Alabama on top of Eastern Michigan here.
Yeah, and it was just a good job by Eastern Michigan holding Alabama to 3 after that drive started off so promising.
16 seconds left to go. Do you expect anything from Eastern Michigan, especially Blake Hood?
No, right now, honestly, I would say if it was me, I would take the kneel down, go into halftime. It's still a 1-possession game. You don't want to risk anything here on this last couple plays.
Could be big. We'll have to see what they decide to go, because remember, Alabama does get the ball to start the second half. And Hood will keep it on the option keeper, trying to get outside. He is dragging a defender with him. Pickup of only 3 as Stills went along for the ride.
Yeah, he was fighting for those yards there, and it looks like they're going to let the clock run out here.
And there's the whistle from the referee to signal halftime here as Alabama at their home stadium, Bryant-Denny Stadium. It is 13-6. Not a lot of people expected this one, James, as we come into the halftime studio here for this one, but seeing as it was Eastern Michigan, you got to give them credit, but also Alabama got to give them credit as well.
Oh yeah, Alabama, they faced some adversity at first. They got the quick turnover, wasn't really able to turn it into 7 points like they hoped. They only made it 3. Like I said, they faced that quick adversity from this Eastern Michigan defense. They've found some soft spots, some things that are working for them, and they've been able to take that up to a 7-point lead so far.
What do you expect to see from both teams? Maybe a little bit of halftime adjustments for James.
If I'm Alabama, I'm going to continue letting it fly with my receivers. The team is built around them, so I want to see them feast in the second half. If I'm Eastern Michigan, right now everything's working. These short passes are working, the deep passes are working. I want to see them continue to build up and hit these passes and just shock Alabama's defense.
All right, we'll just have to see what happens here as Alabama will get the ball to start the first half. give a shout out again to everybody. There was 57 watching at one point, now down to 54 watching on YouTube. Jeff Melanishin, the other voice that you're hearing is James Bays. So, I mean, this one has been a barn burner to say the least. And David Ware was saying great first half by Eastern Michigan. And boy, I mean, how can you not? They got the time of possession. They got the rushing yard. I mean, that's surprising it seems like Alabama for this one's come out wanting to throw the football.
Yeah, and Alabama has come out wanting to throw the football, and Eastern Michigan has really, for the most part, stopped some of the deep plays. Alabama's still finding success underneath, but they've been able to stop most of the deep threat passing for Alabama.
24-yard return to open the kickoff game here for the second half. And they will start at the 23-yard line. We'll see Doug Day and what he can do here in the second half. Already 200 yards passing in the first half. And here throws it, and the pass is going to be caught by Tyrone Young for 21 yards.
And that was just great timing on the seam route. Was able to recognize that Eastern Michigan was once again in zone coverage, was able to exploit that soft spot in the zone between two defenders for the big pickup there.
First down and 10, and just like that, 21 yards there. Again, inching closer to that Eastern Michigan side of the field where they have just lived the whole first half. As Doug Day taking another throw across the middle here, deep, and it is caught to the end zone. Goes Tyrone Young. He has done it all in this game, and now gets rewarded with a touchdown.
Yeah, and that was just a huge play by Alabama. They kind of, I don't know, maybe they had some juju about hitting the 50-yard line. They said, let's go for the end zone here on this play. But it worked, and they rewarded them with 6 points.
You just got to feel for Eastern Michigan there. They have done a tremendous job on defense, but to let another receiver get behind you, it just shows just the amount of talent that Alabama has on this receiving core.
Yeah, and Alabama's receiving core is, many talk about it. It's one of the most hyped up receiving core in the entire league, if not the most hyped up receiving core in the league, and they're really putting it on show here today.
Tyrone Young, the three-star freshman receiver with his first CFSL career touchdown, certainly one that he's going to remember for a long time here as his career continues with Alabama and going forward this season. So congratulations to him. Hood doesn't see anything he likes, takes off and runs with it, and takes a shot from James Ramos, but not before he picks up a gain of 8.
Yeah, it's just a good play by Hood. He's been on top of it all night with his football. When he realized there's nothing open, he's been able to pull it down and pick up yards with his legs.
Trips to the top of the formation for Hood. And throwing it and enough for the first down. Bruce Kirk Jr. pick up a 5 on the play and moving the chains very importantly to keep any sort of pace with Alabama.
Yeah, definitely. If you're Eastern Michigan, you don't want to fall too far behind. You want to keep pace, like you said. Yeah.
Throwing it to the sidelines, Blake Hood, and the pass is going to be caught by Damian Butler, who, again, just like his counterpart, Tyrone Young, has had a big game.
Yeah, and it was just a great comeback route. He was able to create separation from the defender to be able to bring that in on the sideline.
Hood will run up the middle with it, keep it on the option keeper, pick up of 6 on the play, going to set up second down and 4.
Yeah, and once again, just showing off that football IQ, being able to recognize when he has nothing and being able to tuck it and run with the ball.
Second down and 4 upcoming for Eastern Michigan. A quick throw out, breaking off a tackle. Good job by the big fullback. That is Antonio Ruffin, and will be 2 yards short of the first down sticks.
Yeah, that's a great play to make this a very well manageable 2-yard third down opportunity.
Handoff to Kirk Jr. up the middle, and the defense was ready for it this time. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And there, boy, Alabama swarming to that football.
Yeah, and that, I don't know necessarily if I agree too much with that play call. If you're going to run it on third down, I'd like to see the quarterback go under center. But they thought they had something there, and unfortunately it didn't work out. Alabama's defense swarming to that ball once again.
Yeah, we talked about it pretty much the entire first half as Brogan and Sparrow brings it up 9 yards. But, man, you go back to that play call. Is there something that maybe you would have liked to see otherwise?
If you're going to be in shotgun, I'd like to see a read option there. Use the threat of the defensive end crashing down against them. If you're wanting to run it, though, go under center and power run that ball.
Doug Day will fire this one, and the pass is going to be caught on the sidelines by the receiver Tyrone Young, just adding to an already impressive night.
Yeah, and it's just his CFSL debut is not going, you couldn't script it up any better than what's gone so far.
Running out to the sidelines. That's where Brogan Sproul is for pickup of 3.
And this is Doug Day starting to heat up. He's starting to hit all his passes. You don't see him missing much, or when he is, he's intentionally throwing it away to prevent a turnover. And so he's really starting to heat up now.
Day will keep it on the play action and will fire to the sidelines, incomplete. And again, Eastern Michigan getting a stop on defense. I saw that that already Alabama was 3 of 8 in third down situations, and there make it 3 of 9.
Yeah, and it's great situational awareness. They recognized what Alabama needed for the first down and was able to pretty much put up a wall right there and say, you're not going to get this yardage.
And that's the one thing that maybe Eastern Michigan could take with it, is the fact that they're able to stop these teams on third down and just keep it going for the rest of the season. Even though they're down 20-6, it is still a ball game. The offense just needs to start capitalizing.
Yeah, this offense, like you said, needs to capitalize. They've been doing their part. They just can't finish these drives. So I'd like to see them put something together and finish it here on this drive.
Hood will take it on the shotgun snap and will fire it, and the pass is going to be caught for a big gain on the play. And again, just bear with us. We're having some technical issues, but it's going to be a pickup of 8 on the play, setting up a 2nd down and 2.
Yeah, it's just a good pickup, realizing that, hey, we're down by 14 at this point. We need to start doing something to get positive yardage, and they're able to do just that on that last play.
2nd down and 2 upcoming for Eastern Michigan, who, again, inside Alabama territory. Hopefully this time they could get some jiggy with it, and they do with Bruce Kirk Jr. ready to pick up a 3. Shakes out of the tackle from David Ware and picks up the 1st down.
Yeah, it's not something you're going to see often, is David Ware losing out on a tackle like that, as he was able to pick up on that 1st down, which was huge for Eastern Michigan tonight.
1st down and 10, and they're going to go under center for only the 2nd time in this game. 2 receivers to the top of the formation, 1 to the bottom, and they're going to set up a run play. And again, Kirk Jr. trying to get outside, but again, Emilio Gonzalez coming down from his cornerback spot to make the tackle with a loss of 3.
Yeah, when you go under center with what Eastern Michigan has showed us so far today, when you go under center, it's a key giveaway for a run. Alabama recognized that and was able to step up and make the tackle in the backfield.
2nd and 13 for Hood in the shotgun. Quick throw, and this one's going to be to the fans of the Crimson Tide as it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, and it looked like him and his receiver just were not on the same page there. He wanted his receiver to keep going on a fly. His receiver cut it back for a comeback route. There was miscommunication, which led to that incompletion.
Hood dropping back on 3rd and 13, needing to convert this, and throws it underneath, but David Ware almost had his first interception of the season.
Yeah, and that was something where he had pressure in his face. He had to get the ball off, and he didn't want to take the sack. And David Ware was just there to make a nice defensive play.
And again, I mean, Alabama coming up big and getting the stop. Again, as soon as they cross midfield, Eastern Michigan, the defense for Alabama just tightens and strangleholds them.
Yeah, and it's credit to both these defenses, both of them doing the same thing. Once the opponent gets into plus side of the field, onto their own side of the field, these defenses are really stepping up and saying, all right, this is it. No more yardage from here on out.
We knew it was going to be a tough one coming into this. According to the stats book, it was Alabama with a 19.5 point favorite to this one. So again, that means if you took Eastern Michigan right now, you're okay, because if you took Eastern Michigan minus plus the 19.5, you're winning right now, but you can't allow Alabama to keep going. But again, another broken up pass on the side, and again, Eastern Michigan's defense coming up big.
Yeah, they're just really swarming to these receivers and just making life difficult at the point of the catch.
Throwing it underneath is Doug Day, and he'll find his receiver going across the middle. That's Joe Idle for a pickup of 6.
Yeah, and Joe Idle, he hasn't really been used too much on the outside. He's been shut down out there. So when you see what happens when they move into the slot and they're able to pick up that yardage underneath.
3rd down and 4. Can Eastern Michigan get the stop? Day will fire this one to the sidelines, and it's going to be caught by Young, who's up to 125 receiving yards.
Yeah, that's just a big pickup by Day and this Alabama offense as they keep pushing forward and trying to put this game further and further out of reach.
1st down and 10, throwing it across the middle. The pass is going to be incomplete. As again, the defense coming up. Freddie Trammell Jr. with the big hit, the linebacker.
Yeah, and just hitting the receiver at the point of the catch and breaking up that pass attempt is just huge for Eastern Michigan.
2nd down and 10. Day from the shotgun formation takes the snap. Will fire it. Pass is going to be caught and trying to break out of a couple tackles. That's Tyrone Young again. Across the middle of the field is where Alabama is attacking. And again, Tyrone Young with the 30-yard reception.
Yeah, and he is just showing out today. He came into this league looking to put on a statement game. Game 1, he's doing it right now.
Big play there for Alabama as they are inside Eastern Michigan territory, getting close to the red zone. 1st down and 10 for Day. Drop it back and will fire it to Moon coming out of the backfield on a little wheel route. And 11 yards later, that's a 1st down.
Yeah, that's a good route, recognizing that there was be nobody in the flats to defend that pass. Doug Day was able to hook up with the easy completion right there.
1st down and 10, 2x2 set, pistol set for Day, who's going to hand it off to Moon, trying to go up the middle with it. And he's going to be wrestled down, only for a pickup of 1 before Trammell coming up with another tackle.
At that part of the field now where this Eastern Michigan defense has been stepping up, and they did it on that play. Can they continue that trend here over these next couple snaps?
2nd down and 9 as Blake Moon getting another carry, and they're going to go for a pickup of 6 on the play for Destin getting the tackle. And again, 3rd down and 4 upcoming for this Alabama offense.
Yeah, that was a very good read by Moon and Doug Day to be able to hand that off to Moon for the pickup.
The walk-on will get the carry, breaking out of a couple tackles. That's, Elijah Mosley, the backup running back, pickup of 9 on the play, breaking out of a couple tackles and getting inside the 5.
And he just came up with a huge run for Alabama. That 1st down was very critical.
Doug Day will sling the rock here, or he could take off and run with it if he doesn't see anything. He throws it to the end zone. Pass is caught. Draw with a touchdown. 4 yards, and that's his 1st touchdown of his CFSL career.
Yeah, it was a great job being patient in that pocket by Doug Day, realizing where the pressure was, knowing he had time for his receivers to let their routes develop.
Big drive from Alabama, maybe to put this one to bed. The way the defense has been playing in the second half, in the first half into the second half, even after Eastern Michigan getting 6 points and keeping this one relatively close, here, maybe it just might be a little bit too much for them.
Yeah, that second half adjustment, they went into the locker room, and the coach must have lit a fire under them, because they came out here in the second half, and they've given up pretty much nothing on defense, coming out all cylinders firing on offense.
Yeah, I saw on Twitter that David Ware, who runs the Crimson Tide Twitter, the CFSL Twitter page for Alabama, was already mentioning, it was giving credit to the real Alabama team, but also saying that now it's time for them to come and win a championship. And the way that they've been playing and the way that they've felt the way that they've taken the adversity from Eastern Michigan, it's looking mighty tough here for the rest of the CFSL possibly. As Hood throwing it over the middle, and it's going to be a fumble, but it's going to be picked up by the lineman, and it will retain possession with Eastern Michigan.
Yeah, and great awareness to be able to fall on that one, recognizing that was a catch first off, recognizing that it was a fumble, and to fall on it before a Crimson Tide player did.
I see in chat right now that Brogdon's saying thanks, guys, for everybody congratulating him on his touchdown, and that's what you really like to see is when somebody gets in chat and when, especially after they score a touchdown, just it's a whole nother feeling. I've been a part of that, so I know how you feel, Brogdon. So good job there as Blake Hood will be tackled for a loss of 3 on the play, setting up a 3rd down and 7. And this defense, again, bringing the pressure.
Yeah, it was just a well-timed blitz to counteract that zone read look that Eastern Michigan has been showing so far to set up this 3rd and long situation.
3rd and 7 upcoming for Hood. Does he have some magic in him? Throws off his back foot. Luckily, it wasn't intercepted for a second. David Ware, another pass deflection, and it falls incomplete.
Yeah, and that was set up all by the front 4 of Alabama, putting pressure on Hood and just forcing him to be uncomfortable in that pocket, setting up that bad throw.
And we'll see another punt upcoming for Jason Anderson, who will punt it away, and it is taken into Eastern Michigan territory by Brogan Sparrow. So doing it all over the place on punt return, kick returns, and here getting his first touchdown as well. So 1st down and 10. What are you expecting to see from this Alabama offense? Are you still expecting them to have foot on the gas pedal, or are you expecting them to maybe take it off here a little bit?
Right now, if I'm Alabama, I'm going for the kill shot on this drive. Right now is where you want to continue the success you've had and put it out of reach for the rest of the game here.
2:09 left to go in the third quarter. You're watching the PX1 Sports on YouTube. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We got 50 watching right now on YouTube. Trips to the top of the bottom of the formation for Doug Day, who will fire it that way, and the pass is going to be caught by Tyrone Young for a 7-yard reception, who outside has one reception as well, just like Sparrow, but up to 162 yards.
Yeah, it was just a good job of being able to have body control and get the feet down in bounds there.
Sparrow with the reception, pickup of 1 on the play. The defense for Eastern Michigan coming to play here on this drive as Easton Spence went the tackle.
Yeah, now it sets up a 3rd and 2 opportunity here for Alabama, and I want to see them, make the most of this opportunity right here.
3rd and 2. Do they decide to bring the pressure? They might, but it doesn't matter. Doug Day steps up, throws the shot to Tyrone Young, tackled on the play in coverage, Easton Spence.
Yeah, that was a good job by Doug Day. He had a man in his face, and despite that, he was able to step up and deliver the accurate throw, knowing he was going to take a shot on that play.
As you take a look at the red zone efficiency, 3 attempts, but 1 touchdown, 1 field goal. 27-6, Alabama on top. Day still slinging the rock as he's going to fire this to the end zone. Wide open receiver. It's caught. Brogan Sparrow, 16 yards, as this one's starting to slowly get out of hand. That's the 4th touchdown on the day for Doug Day.
Yeah, now you can really see fatigue starting to set in a little bit. These Alabama receivers are so good and so deep that you have some guys that are rotating in that are still fresh and running all over this Eastern Michigan secondary at this point.
Doug Day, 419 yards passing on the night so far. The stat line was Doug Day over 449.5 passing yards. That was 3-1 odds. So if anybody was betting on that one, 23 people, decided to bet on Doug Day to get the over. Looking pretty good here with still a whole 4th quarter left to go. As the the kick is in the end zone, and it's going to be brought out. Wide open field, trying to break out of a tackle. He's going to drag the bodies to the 45-yard line. Dre Lyles, 48-yard return.
Yeah, that's a great return. It's going to set Eastern Michigan up with great field position here. Probably the best field position that they've started with all night, to be honest with you. And he realized that the offense needed a spark, and here we are trying to do something about that while still on special teams.
1st down and 10, 1:12 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Shotgun formation as the tight end moves out in motion. Going to be thrown underneath to Kirk Jr. trying to break out of a tackle, but you're not going to break out of the swarming body of Corey Dobbins, the transfer from Clemson.
Yeah, and Alabama brought pressure on that play. Hood was able to pick it up, read the defense, and find his hot route for the 1-yard completion there.
2nd down and 9. Hood taking the shotgun snap. He's going to take off. Oh, he trucked over a defender, but still gets laid out. Loss of 6 on the play. Will Stills, his 2nd sack, and coming in from last season, he had 6.
Yeah, already a 1/3 of his season total, was able to recognize what was happening. The quarterback was rolling out and coming in to clean up and get credit for that sack there.
3rd and 14. Is there anything that I know they got to pass the ball, but is there something you want to see called here to convert this 3rd and long?
Right here, I want to see a tight end corner route. They've hit that one successfully 2 or 3 times now.
Instead, they're going to go to the halfback screen, and that's not going to fool anybody here, especially at Alabama, and it's going to be 4th and 16 upcoming.
Yeah, in Alabama, they run a lot of man coverage. So when you're running a screen like this, ideally you want to do it against zone coverage. But with the man coverage, it allows the linebacker to read just the running back and step up and make a huge play there.
20 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter, and another punt from Jason Anderson. The punt is away. Sparrow will return it and will bring it up. Oh, he's going to be tackled on the play. 8 yards on the return. But this offense for Alabama has been, this whole second half, the whole 3rd quarter, I should say, has just been lights out.
Yeah, they really came out of the locker room at halftime, firing on all cylinders. Were able to put massive separation between them and the Eagles.
Throwing it underneath to Sparrow for a pickup of 6 on the play, setting up 2nd down and 4, 72 yards on 10 receptions for Sparrow.
Yeah, and he's just been having a monster game as well. Just really showcasing his talents in this Alabama receiving core.
And that's going to do it for the end of the 3rd quarter. Everybody put your 4s up in chat. It's 34-6, Alabama on top of Eastern Michigan. You're watching PX1 Sports on YouTube. Start of the 4th quarter. 34-6, Alabama on top of Eastern Michigan. Jeff Melnition and James Bass in the broadcast booth coming from Bryant-Denny Stadium. As Day throws it over the middle of the field, Zach Stone for 20 yards and inside Eastern Michigan territory.
Yeah, and that one puts Zach Stone over 100 yards now. He's seeing all his receiving corps mates are putting up 100. He wanted to join that club with them there on that one.
And Doug Day, 449 passing yards is needed. I think he's at 444 if I last saw correctly. So getting close to that. First down and 10 as Day will go under center, hand it off to Moon, going up the middle, second down and 10.
I like that play call for Alabama, running the draw there after so many passes here in a row, but it was just a better job by Eastern Michigan recognizing what was happening, stepping up and making that tackle.
A little bit of a bunch formation to the top of the formation for Day. Throws it underneath. Oh, forearm shiver was given by Tyrone Young. 5-yard reception, third down and 5.
Yeah, and Tyrone Young quickly approaching 200 mark here today in his CFSL debut.
It's going to be third down and 5 as Young, the whole receiving corps has just been lights out for Alabama and Eastern Michigan. Did have a little bit of they did have some answer to it, but now it seems like the cream is rising to the top. Third down and 5 for Doug Day, who's going to fire this one to the sidelines, and the pass is going to be caught by Sparrow for a pickup of 3, but it's going to be short of by a yard of the first down marker.
Yeah, it was a late pass coming from Doug Day. Had he hit that one earlier, he might have been able to pick up the first down, but by holding on to it for so long, he was able to force his receiver to go out of bounds there.
And it was, I believe, 51 passing attempts for Doug Day. If he gets 2 more, he will pass himself for the all-time lead for Alabama in passing attempts. But the extra point attempt the field goal is through the uprights and good. So Alabama just continues to extend that lead little by little, and it's 37-6.
Yeah, and as we get here into the fourth quarter now, Eastern Michigan, they have a mountain to climb if they want to come back into this game. So expect the deep shots, expect the risks, and expect this Alabama secondary to be right there as well.
Yeah, so receiving yards wise for Alabama was Akamu Lee, 146 yards passing. So already Zach Stone has put himself, it was either Zach Stone or Spencer Sprout, who was getting close to that. Even Tyrone Young is getting close to that. One of them is over it, I already know, with 192. But here comes Bruce Kirk Jr. for another pickup of 0 on the play, and just like that, third down and 10.
Yeah, this Alabama defense has really stepped up here in the third and fourth quarters, just not allowing anything.
Third down and 10, setting up the halfback screen again. A little bit of a white flag here, but no, getting out of the nice job from Bruce Kirk Jr. to break out of that. Did a little okey doke on the defender for Alabama that was coming down and trying to make the tackle.
Yeah, and this is what they've been trying to accomplish when setting up that screen. They finally got it against a zone coverage look, and they were able to break it out for big yardage.
First down and 10 now for Eastern Michigan with 7:14 left to go. And again, still, if you look at that, first down's really close, just like how they were in the first half. But again, it's been the big play ability from the Alabama defense, and something that really hasn't happened yet with Eastern Michigan. As Hood throwing it underneath, and the pass is caught, and turning it upfield is Drew Freeman for 7 yards.
Yeah, and it was just a good job. Pressure in his face. Hood was able to recognize his hot route receiver once again and make that check down throw and pick up the nice yardage there.
Second and 3 upcoming for Eastern Michigan as the Eagles looking to maybe put some points on the board, and they will, and they're going to throw this one deep to Matt Billings for 34 yards, and they are inside the red zone for the first time in the second half.
Yeah, that was just a great run route. Perfect timing on that ball placement. Perfect timing, perfect ball placement there for the big yardage as Eastern Michigan finally got that chunk play that they've been looking for all game long.
Big playability strikes there. We were just talking about that. The big playability hasn't really been there for Eastern Michigan, and coming up big is Matt Billings. So first down and 10. Can they get into the end zone and punch it in? There goes Kirk Jr. on the little designed halfback dive play, and it's going to be 7 yards, second down and 3.
Yeah, that was a great run, recognizing that Alabama was in a pass coverage defense, most likely in a dime look there. It was able to run that ball for 7 yards.
to the back of the end zone. They're just going to have to throw this one away. Blake Hood, 27-40 on the night. One interception. I mean, give credit. I mean, after that first interception, he's really calmed down here a little bit.
Yeah, he very, very, very much so did calm down after throwing that one pick.
Corner blitz coming. Hood throws it. Oh, but it's going to be into the triple coverage of the Crimson Tide defense. Lucky it's not going back the other way. Incomplete.
Yeah, that's what being a freshman is about. He had a man open on the top side of that formation, instead threw into triple coverage.
Hood going for it, throwing it to the corner. Caught for the touchdown. Zach Kelso with his grab. And what a play, what a throw by Blake Hood.
Yeah, the throw was amazing. He had to step up and take a hit in order to deliver that one. He had perfect touch on it to get it over the defender, but yet still make it catchable for his receiver in the back of the end zone.
Big play from Zach Kelso, and the first touchdown for Eastern Michigan in the season is courtesy of Blake Hood. His first career CFSL passing touchdown, one that he's going to remember for a long time. 37-13 is the score here, as Eastern Michigan will attempt the onside kick, but it's going to be recovered by Alabama.
Yeah, they're in a situation now where they kind of had to go for the onside kick. Some could argue that their defense has been playing well enough that they could have kicked it off and tried to get a stop quick, but that Alabama big play ability is always there in the back of your mind when you have to make that decision.
First down and 10 upcoming. 6 minutes left to go still. Are you still expecting that Alabama keeps the pressure on?
Oh yeah, this is definitely, it's their receivers are what they're built on.
Throwing it underneath, and was looking for Joe Idle, but it falls incomplete.
Yeah, and it was just a great job of the Eastern Michigan corners to recognize the routes. Once again, step up in the passing lanes and be able to make a play on the ball.
Second down and 10 for Doug Day, and he will fire it to the sidelines. Tyrone Young, 9-yard reception up to 201. So he has the record right now for receiving yards in a game for Alabama.
Yeah, and this is in his first game, so he's really putting the league on notice. Everybody wants to think about, Joe Idle and some of the guys, the veteran guys of this Alabama receiving room will move over because now there's a new guy in town that can do just as much damage.
Yeah, Joe Idle he was second with 142 receiving yards last season as Texas A&M. So move out of the way. And again, throwing it to Joe Idle, 20-yard reception, 6 for 64.
Yeah, and it was just a great job of Idle being able to run the right route and have that timing with his quarterback to make that easy completion possible.
And Doug Day, he's going to hold the top 3 spots now for passing yards in a game. Yeah, he's at 481, and he already topped his performance from Ball State last season, as Jake Moon will get tackled for a loss of 1 on the play.
Yeah, it was a good job by the linebackers and the defensive end there to crash down on that play, be able to make that stop in the backfield.
Second and 11 upcoming for the Alabama offense, who really, they could take the week off now, as David Ware, I don't think they need to practice. Throwing it underneath, and it's going to be caught on the play, and again, just keeps adding to his total, Tyrone Young.
Yeah, and he's really done it all tonight. He's had 13 receptions, and he's just showing his worth, and he was a tremendous talent acquisition for Alabama in the offseason.
And with that 13th reception, he's going to take the lead again for most receptions in a game away from Farrell Norman with 12 back in season 7 in the Rose Bowl. It's just all sorts of records being broken here for Alabama.
Yeah, they really came out on fire here in the second half, putting on a clinic on how to pass the ball, how to catch the ball, and run with it, as they're able to put up 3 more points right there.
So 40-13, Alabama on top of Eastern Michigan, and even though the score, I don't really think is indicative of how Eastern Michigan has played, because if people go back and they're just tuning in now, first off, why are you tuning in right now in the fourth quarter? But secondly, it's also the fact that Eastern Michigan played really well in that first half.
Yeah, it is in the first half, not even just in the first half. They've had a decent second half. It's just the big playability of Alabama has gotten the best of them. You take away a couple plays, and we're talking about a different ballgame here.
Kirk Jr. on the reception and pick up a 3, but just to allude on that as well. The defense for Eastern Michigan, if they get a couple more, if they could get some of these these players, I mean, they seem like they're in the right spot at the right time. And boy, I mean, this defense, if I'm in the MAC right now, you got to wonder the way that this Eastern Michigan defense is playing. They are not going to finish 1-6 like they did last season, and they're not going to finish 1-4 like they did last season in the MAC.
Yeah, no, they're definitely going to make some improvements upon that just by the way their defense is playing. You know, you'd like to see their offense start clicking a little maybe, and maybe hitting on some more downfield shots if that's the team that they're going to be. But just on what we've seen tonight, their defense can hold their own against anybody.
Throwing it across the middle as Hood, 22 yards to Matt Billings, who's having a really good game for Eastern Michigan. And we have to take a look. 238 is the total for the quarterback, Blake Hood. They had him at the sports book. It was 299. So, I mean, they might get this here if he continues to throw the rock.
Yeah, and at this point, you really don't have too much to lose by throwing the rock. And if that's the team identity that they want to have, look for that to continue the rest of this game.
Taking a shot, but it's just going to lead his receiver too far as it went out of bounds. Incomplete, 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, it was a good shot play right there. You take the chance. He led his receiver a bit too much, but most importantly, though, he did not turn the ball over by taking that attempt.
Setting up the halfback screen. Turning it upfield is Kirk Jr., 4-yard reception, 3rd down and 6 upcoming.
Yeah, it's a good call right there, recognizing the situation. 2nd and long, you want to make it a bit more manageable. They were able to pick up positive yardage and make this a more manageable 3rd down.
3:15 left to go in the 4th quarter. Shotgun formation for Hood, throwing it across the middle. Pass is going to be caught. Nice little check down, or nice little just finding the holes in the defense and sitting down.
Yeah, just a curl route against zone coverage. It's one of the most effective routes against a zone coverage right there across the middle of the field.
11 tackles for David Ware. And another halfback screen. This time is going to be Denton Jackson with the reception. So 2nd down and 9 upcoming.
While I'm not opposed to the screen calls, it was just a great job by Alabama being able to recognize it and get off their blocks to hold that to only 1 yard.
2nd down and 9 for Hood, who continues to throw the rock around, but this time falls incomplete.
Yeah, he just led his receiver just a bit too much there. It's going to set up a 3rd and long situation and another attempt for them to take a deep chunk play here.
18 3rd down attempts. Just crazy. Eastern Michigan is their 8 of 19. Make that 9 of 20 there, or 9 of 19. Math is a little hard, but Cody Parker able to find the hole in the defense and turns upfield. 1st down for Eastern Michigan.
Yeah, and it was a good job just connecting with his receiver there, recognizing where the sticks were and knowing the yardage needed in order to pick up that 1st down.
And tying it up in 1st downs. I mean, everything is pretty much even. Just the offense for Alabama with the quick strike ability and the receiving core they have just stuck out a little bit too much for Eastern Michigan. Hood taking a shot, and it's going to be incomplete, or it's going to be caught, Cody Parker with a 21-yard reception.
Yeah, that is just a dime. You see his receiver was double covered there. He was able to put it on the sideline to where only his receiver could make that catch right there on the sideline. That is the type of throw you look for this young man to make in the coming games of this season.
1st down and goal. Hood will take it, keep it, and he's into the end zone for his first rushing touchdown. Already has his first passing touchdown, and now gets his first in his first game.
Yeah, that was a very good, well-designed quarterback keeper there, recognizing that he had blockers in front of him and able to stretch the field horizontally before turning upfield for the touchdown.
You got to give credit. I mean, Eastern Michigan, we talked about it. They were at 6 points for most of this second half, and the fact that they found the end zone now 2 times, it's crucial for their overall just how they feel for this game, even though it hasn't really gone their way.
Yeah, like you said, the third quarter might not have gone their way, but here in the 4th quarter, they've still come out fighting, showing that they still have a lot left to fight for, and being able to put up those points here in the 4th quarter are just huge for Eastern Michigan moving forward after tonight.
4 passing touchdowns as Doug Day will tie the 2nd overall record that's currently held by Bailey on Siege in season 6. So 1 more and he will have 2nd place with 5, and they're going to start with a Jake Moon run for no gain.
Yeah, and this is where Alabama's going to kind of chew up the clock, look for them to do some runs, some draw plays, and some quick hitting screens here.
Keep it with Jake Moon trying to get to the outside, but the defense, again, swarming to the football. And that's something that they've done pretty much all game with these outside runs is Druin with a tackle for loss.
Yeah, and Eastern Michigan, that's one positive they can really take away from tonight is how well their defense swarms to the ball carrier. They really do not give up too many big plays outside of over the top.
3rd and 14. Get the snap off with 1 second on the play clock. Jake Moon, pick up a no gain on the play, tackled by Tucker Druin.
Yeah, that was just once again a good job of getting in the backfield to make that stop. And it looks like Alabama's going to let this one run down. They're probably going to have to get the snap off here. So this could be a huge punt return if you're looking at the sports book.
Yeah, right now it's just 20 points. So if anything happened, if the score or anything like that, the Eastern Michigan will win it with the plus 19.5. So big play here. I'm just kind of surprised that Eastern Michigan might not be calling the timeout, but you know what? With 20 point lead, not really, or 20 point deficit, not really anything they could do. And so the return, no, they'll let it hit and bounce into the end zone. So Alabama will win the sportsbook with the favorite of 19.5 as they win by 20. And boy, what a game this was between Alabama and Eastern Michigan. 40-20 is the score. A lot of records broken on the Crimson Tide side. And well, James, as we come to the end of the game here, just give us some quick final thought.
I think this game was a lot closer than what the final score shows. Eastern Michigan's defense has a lot to take away from this game, that they could compete with almost anybody in this league, whereas Alabama has shown that they have that deep playability to move forward and make some huge noise in this league.
Well, coming up next, we got Ball State Auburn on Twitch, and we got Kent State and Nebraska coming up. For everybody here, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and apologize for the technical difficulties, but you know what? You guys stuck with it, and all 50 of you, appreciate every single one of you. So until a couple minutes from now, have a good night, everybody.